I'm here in Reggio Emilia, Italy at the RCF headquarters to give you the world exclusive first look at the brand new EVOX J9 and JMIX9. Here they are, people, the brand new J9 and JMIX9, and I'm so pumped to tell you the insane upgrades they did to the newest line of EVOX speakers. Now, at the most basic level, if you compare these to the J8, it's basically the same size and weight. You gain about 5 pounds, but you gain a lot of power as well. And let's get into that. The huge and one of the most exciting upgrades that they did with the J9 and JMIX9 is that they made them 3-way speakers. And they did this by adding a 1.75-inch compression driver located right around here. But if you can't see it, hold on. There we go. So as you can see, you have the compression driver right here paired with the 6 3-inch mid-range speakers. So the compression driver plus the mid-range speakers plus the sub, 1 + 1 + 1 = 3 people. You have a true 3-way speaker. And they didn't put the driver on top. They put it in the middle here because it's going to keep the highs and mids from separating from each other. It gives you a more clear, concise sound, like all together. So this design is very, very on purpose. So you get maximum clarity out of these speakers. And I'm telling you, they sound insane. Now let's talk specs real quick. So they put a more powerful amp in the J9 and JMIX9, and that gave you more powerful numbers, starting with SPL 130 decibels. You also have a lower crossover rate, 160 hertz crossover rate with this, with the added compression driver. So that basically means your crossover rate is at what point it starts leaning on the sub for extra power, right? And this matters when you're playing your music really loud, peak hour at a party, and you want to get on your mic. You get on your mic, that's when a lot of systems, especially 2-way systems, will overload. But this being a true 3-way system, you're going to be able to yell on the mic and cut right through the music, even at the loudest of volumes. And with the more powerful amp, you have 2100 watts of power with the frequency range dropping down to 40 hertz. Super solid for a 12-inch sub. On top of that, adding the compression driver widened the coverage. So instead of having a 120 30-degree coverage like with the J8, now with the J9 and JMIX9, it widened the 30 to 40. And it's pretty insane. And you could truly hear the full range of the music from the side of the speaker. It's actually remarkable. I feel like RCF kind of lowballed their whole coverage because it's got to be wider than what it is. Like standing on the side of the speaker sacrifices no sound whatsoever. And they're able to accomplish this by fine-tuning the speakers in this anechoic chamber. It's crazy in here. And with the wider coverage, there's no need to turn the actual speaker either way anymore. So they eliminated the wire and the pole, and now it just sets up like this. Nice and easy. You got one pole here, clicks into here, one speaker goes up into here, and you're good to go. If you want it to be a little taller, they offer an extension piece, which is half the size here. So you can just take this out, put the extension piece in, and then plop the speaker right on top. And now you're sitting at well over 7 feet. By the way, if the speakers are set up in like an elevated position, you could just use this by itself and then have it nice and short. So it's nice and versatile. Now, the only difference between the J9 and the JMIX9 is the mixer behind the JMIX9. So you get an 8-channel stereo mixer, 2.4-inch color screen. It's got Bluetooth. Channels 1 through 4 are made for mics. So you have phenomenal studio-grade preamps on there, as well as 48-volt phantom power. You have high-pass filter, compression, and a 3-band EQ on each channel. And of course, it works with the RCF app, so you can control all the levels right in there. And the mixer also has an 1/8-inch headphone jack, so you can listen to your mix, as well as a USB-C port where you could do firmware updates and whatnot, but it has 5 volts of power. So you could charge your cell phone. You could use it to power most mic receivers as well. So for ceremonies, things like that. Very, very versatile. It also has 4 built-in presets: linear, live, club, and voice. If you happen to have an RCF 15AX or 18AX laying around and you want a little more bass, well, with the new firmware update, you're going to have DSP for the new EVOX built into these 2 subs. So you can run them with a little extra bass and they're going to be perfectly tuned. All you do is run your main XLR to the sub, then link the EVOX to the sub, select the DSP preset, and it's going to be perfectly tuned and sound amazing. You have the FIR phase, which is RCF's proprietary algorithm that basically eliminates any phasing. You have the most crystal clear sound in the world. You gotta hear it. And then you have bass motion control, which basically prevents you from overexerting the subwoofer. So if you're going nuts and you're blasting this thing to the gods, it's not gonna break. You just can't blow this thing. Now, RCF does include a bag with the J9 and JMIX9 that's meant to carry your top here, and then it'll also put your pole. So it's basically like a 2-section bag. fits it like that, zippers on top, nice and easy. And they offer two different bags that can be purchased separately for the sub. So this one is actually on wheels. It zippers this way, right? So you kind of zipper it down. It's got a big pouch on the side for all your wires and cables and whatnot. And also you have the little suitcase handle and the wheels, so it's nice for transport. And then the other more simpler option has no zippers at all. It's just a sleeve that kind of goes right on top, nice and easy, and protects her real nice. And I can't not mention their build quality. I mean, being out here, I got to see everything with my own two eyes, and the attention to detail, the preciseness, the love they put into every single speaker is absolutely insane. They do it all by hand, people. Now let's talk price. So the J9 is available right now to order for $14.99 USD, and the JMIX9 is available for pre-order for $19.99 USD. Amazing value for the price, in my opinion. But you tell me, people. Let me know in the comments.